Alrighty, here we go. What's up, everyone? Daddy Warbooks here, and today we are once again playing Adventures League. And this is a public style of DnD where anybody's welcome to join us, as long as you have a Adventure League legal character and you have not already played this module before. So if you're interested in joining us and playing Adventure League and learning D&D, go underneath the stream, underneath the videos on YouTube. There's links to our Discord. Join us there and get in on some of the fun. Before we get into today's module, I want to remind everybody from the link at the top that we are raising money for mental health awareness and education through Take This, and we are going to be doing that all through the month of May ending June 3rd. We've got all kinds of giveaways and things. So if you're interested in that, make sure you check it out. Darlin Luck, right on cue, donated $3 to charity via Diltify. And part of this charity event is you, the viewers, you, the players, are welcome to buy re-rolls. And with the Adventure League re-roll, basically you can re-roll any one dice of your choice, and then hopefully it'll help you do a little bit better. So I'm afraid right now has 3 re-rolls. You can use them, you can gift them to other players. Just let me know when you want those to occur. Okay. Before we get started, I'm going to go ahead and open up Tiltify so I can keep an eye on that. But that last $3 puts us at a cool 90. And once we get to $100, we'll hit our first milestone, and that'll be 10,000 bucks to all current viewers in the chat. So if you enjoy participating in our campaign games and interfering with all of those, make sure you're here when we hit that first 100. Oh, 2 re-rolls and a random Steam game. Okay, all right. I will square that away with you after the stream. All right, enough that. What if you're not a subscriber? It doesn't matter. You don't have to be a subscriber to get the 10k bucks. Did I say subscriber? I think I fucked that up. Current viewers get 10,000 bucks. All right, anyway. So at the start of every Adventure League game, what we like to do is just have everybody briefly introduce their character. That way, the other people in the party, the other people who are watching via the stream can know who we have adventuring with us today. So I'm afraid you're the first one on my screen. Why don't you go ahead and introduce your character?
Okay. Well, I'm Gura, and today I'm playing Amafrey. She's a human fighter, and she's also a medic. And she's a member of the Lord's Alliance.
Right on, right on. All right, and next, old player, new character. Tell us about, is it Varus or Varys?
Well, I suppose it's Varys.
Varys, okay.
So he's a high elf fighter and part of the Emerald Enclave. He used to be a sailor, and he's kind of set his way to adventure to explore the world.
Give me 1 second. I usually have a notepad I keep on my desk, but it looks like somebody stole it. Because I need to be able to write shit down. Pretty sure it's Becky doing a bamboozle. There we go. Alright, so we have Lord's Alliance and Emerald Enclave. 1-1. Alright, next, Heart of Rock.
Zealot Barbarian, part of the Emerald Enclave. He's a dwarf. That's about it.
Okay, alright. And then Ven.
Ven Bryn, human rogue, and a member of the Zentarum.
Okay. Hoija.
Hoja is a human warlock with magical healing abilities, an imp joining by his side, and part of the Lord's Alliance.
And lastly, newcomer to the stream, is it Atreus?
Atreus.
Atreus.
I am playing Atreus, a tiefling sorcerer from Waterdeep, and he is currently on a quest to prove himself to his family.
Okay. All right. And so, at the start of today, almost everybody here, with the exception of Atreus. I'm gonna fuck that up so many times. Those of you who are members of the Emerald Enclave, we'll start with that first. You guys have received word that the residents of Cable's Hill, up to the north, are planning an excursion into the Quivering Forest. And while it's not known why they would do such a thing, their presence in the forest is sure to outrage the dark fae who live within. You've been encouraged to meet with the Blackfist Guards, because they are also looking into the matter and sending adventurers on their behalf. So the Emerald Enclave members are going to go to the Blackfist, where you meet up with the rest of the party who's already had some dealings with the Blackfist through all their previous encounters, or maybe they were just conscripted with the promise of money. And once arriving at the Blackfist Guards, the Blackfist tell you that the grain that is being shipped downriver from Cable's Hill has been accompanied by some strange rumors. The barge runners have been bringing rumors of kidnappings occurring in the small village. It's unknown how much of that is fact or fiction, but they want you to investigate because the Blackfists are stretched too thin along Flan's borders already. And so that is where we are picking up today. Okay, so everybody is told about these things happening in the far-off hamlet of Cable's Hill, and they want you to go investigate. Anybody like to say or do anything?
Just head off towards that way then. Investigate.
Okay. So, traveling to Cable's Hill, it takes a couple days because it's pretty far off, but the journey is uneventful and pleasant. And you come across Cable's Hill, and it's a small, lightly fortified hamlet that's roughly a day and a half north along a narrow stretch of the Stojanau River. It's a small collection of houses and barns that sit atop a low rising hill, and it's, it's fairly unimpressive. It's very small, and other than the wall around it, it's nothing very special. There's a small inn and a tavern, a blacksmith and stables, a general store, and then granaries that accompany all of the farms within. So arriving in the town, where would you guys like to go? What would you like to do?
I'm all for tavern.
I agree with that.
Okay. So heading to the local tavern, you can see that above the door is a picture of a wooden pail that is cracked along the side, and you can see drops of water dripping out from underneath. And above it, in common, in big bold letters, denotes this tavern as the Leaky Bucket. Walking in, you can see that the tavern area is actually very small, and there are stairs that go up into a second level. And you can see behind the counter there are two halflings sitting on top very tall stools, a male and a female. And as you walk in, they both shout out in sing-song, "Welcome to the Leaky Bucket."
I'll go pull up a stool, chair, whatever at the bar, see if I can get a drink.
Okay. As you guys approach, you can hear a conversation happening in the other end of the room, and someone is, it sounds like they're arguing, and then you hear a voice shout out, "It's been over 10 days. What do you plan to do?"
I ask my imp to become invisible and to listen in on the conversation. Let's go through and try to listen in invisibly on the conversation.
Okay. You're more than welcome to do that. But the people are, like I said, they're arguing or shouting. You can very clearly hear what's being said. if you guys want to continue to listen, then I can continue. Just didn't know if anybody wanted to say or do anything. That's why I paused.
No, I'll just listen. Who's having the conversation?
It seems to be there's a great number of the townsfolk gathered within the inn, and they're all just kind of sitting there. They're all talking at once, gesturing and arguing with each other. There's a male halfling standing on one of the benches, and he seems to be the one that has shouted. And you can see as you guys enter, they all just kind of turn and look at you, and they stare. After the initial shock of seeing strangers, they begin murmuring to one another again. The halfling, who was standing on the bench, jumps off the bench and walks towards you. He kind of leans down and he says, "My name is Hoop Brightbell. How can I assist you?"
I was just curious what you were shouting about. By all means, carry on.
Well, we're having a bit of trouble. Nothing to concern you fine folk about.
I don't know. I like gossip. I think you should go on.
Well, yeah, I am terribly busy, but you're more than welcome to talk with my wife, Hoope. She could tell you in great detail. And you see, he's very nervous. He's kind of wringing his hands, and he's very noticeably avoiding eye contact.
I mean, we could just talk. I'm a pretty friendly guy.
He starts to back away. He's like, "No, you just talk with my wife, please."
Okay, I'll go talk to her.
He begins to walk away, and Hoope, she walks up, and she happily starts to explain to you. She's like, "You have to forgive my husband. He tries his best to be polite, but he doesn't really know how to deal with strangers that well, and he gets very nervous."
Okay, so what's all the commotion about?
Well, 6 months or so ago, a man named Halvin Grangle moved into an abandoned barn a few hours' walk east of Cable's Hill. He, is largely considered to be an eccentric hermit. He survives off of money earned from selling wood carvings and other things. A few months ago, he suddenly stopped coming to town, and a few of us villagers became worried. We went to pay him a visit to make sure that he hadn't died by himself off in his cabin, and he was nowhere to be found. His home still had his possessions inside, but we found a crude map of the area inside. And the map had some vague notes, but there were a few things that has everybody alarmed. The map had a couple areas inside the forest labeled, the most concerning of which was Greenhall, which is an elven settlement, and they are known to be very hostile and xenophobic. It also detailed a course going ever deeper into the forest. The villagers agreed that Halvin had gone into the forest, and that that is expressly forbidden. Nobody is supposed to enter the forest. A nearby resident, overhearing the conversation now, he shouts out, "We don't go into the Quivering Forest, and the Quivering Forest doesn't come and steal our children in the night." And then you hear a bunch of the other villagers murmur in agreement, "Yeah, that's right. We don't go there." And then she kind of holds her hand up and is like telling everybody to shush. And then she kind of looks back at all of you.
So what's the thing about the forest? What happened there?
Well, ages ago, aeons before any of us were here, the residents of the surrounding areas made a truce with the Fae that live inside the Quivering Forest. The Fae of the Quivering Forest agreed to protect Flan and its settlements as long as nobody invaded their land, nobody hunted the beasts of the forest, and nobody cut down the trees for lumber. We, the villagers, decided that we should go into the forest and find Halvin before he was discovered by the Fae, because that would jeopardize everything that the truce protected. We tried to convince Sorellis, a half-elf that lives within the village, to join us, but he adamantly refused and insisted that they send anybody into the forest at their own risk. And that was 10 days ago. We sent a small search party to retrieve Halvin, and they've never came back. So we don't know what to do. And then one of the scruffier villagers howls out, "'Twas probably them damned fairies that killed my cows. Damn their eyes and their wings." The man is thoroughly drunk. You see him kind of swaying as he stands. And as he looks on, he kind of starts to push his way through the crowd and make his way for the door. "Any of ya fools that don't believe me, to come and take a look for yourselves."
We will take you up on that offer once we finish here, for sure.
Okay, and what were you saying?
I was going to ask Hupe, is it the ale talking, or are there also dead cattle?
She kind of looks at you and she's like, "Well, I'm sure that his cows are dead, but he's not exactly a trustworthy individual, and nobody's went to investigate. We've got much bigger things to worry about."
And the person who shouted out about children, have children gone missing as well?
No, that's an old wives' tale. We've always grown up hearing stories of Fae creatures coming and stealing our children if they dare to venture inside the forest.
Sure, boogeyman. I mean, they're real, but whatever.
As you guys are standing here talking, you see that the villagers have kind of stopped having their conversation, and they've circled around you, right? They're all listening, staring at you guys intently. And as they do so, you can also see that the elven members of your group, Varus in particular, because he's the only one that I can think of that's an elf, Kappa, they are giving you a very wide berth. And they're looking at you with a expression almost of fear and horror.
I'll walk up to someone and go boo.
They immediately just jump back and almost fall to the ground.
Yeah, cool.
Cool. After he's startled, he immediately starts to stammer and apologize. "I'm sorry, sir. Would you like a drink? It's on me, please."
I am not here to hurt you. I'm trying to help you. Don't worry about me.
No, it's okay. It'd be my honor. Please let me. Here, can I have a drink, bartender? And she produces a pint of ale, and he holds it out to you.
I'll take it and go sit at some table that's free. Preferably in the corner somewhere, so I'm out of the way.
Okay. You can see the man is still eyeing you nervously.
I'll wave at him.
So
Cool.
I'm afraid this and she asked the halfling woman, "Is this fear of the elves of the forest?"
Well, we know better, and we pay proper respect to the Fae.
Oh, okay.
You guys starting to see why I said Sela would like this.
Would you be okay with the idea of us trying to explore the forest and try to understand what happened? Or would you fear that that's also a violation of your agreement with the Elves?
He looks, you know, she looks at you for a moment, and then you see her, you know, she takes off her hat, and she shouts out to her husband, "Why don't you get them a drink, something to eat?" And then he, you know, hurriedly runs around and starts collecting, you know, bits of bread, some mutton and ale, and then she takes that hat and she's passing it around to all the villagers, right? And in a couple of the villagers, she walks up, she whispers something, and then you can see a lot of the villagers start reaching in the pockets and pouches and pulling out coins and then throwing them into the hat. She eventually comes back to you and holds it out, and she says, "If you can find our missing villagers, you can have all the coins here. It's all we have to offer."
I want to eye the hat and just get a rough count.
You see, rough count of the coins. You see, it's approximately 50 gold pieces.
I mean, like, yeah, we'll think about it. Something else.
I cannot refuse villagers in need, but if any of one of you wants to haggle, I'm not gonna stop you.
I'm just saying, 50 coins, a little light, but that's okay.
So you're gonna say that out loud? You know,
I'm gonna mumble it.
Okay. She hears you and she says, "I'm sorry, it's what's available." You see, it's almost like she's biting on something. You know, she's trying to consider something. Why don't you go ahead and roll a persuasion check?
Oh yeah.
Oh, 21. All right. After a moment, she seems to come to a decision, and she looks at you, Ven, and she says, "The coins are nothing. I would much prefer to know that our friends and family is safe and sound. I can pay you another 50 gold out of my pocket from the profits here at the tavern." And her husband kind of goes, "No!" But then she kind of shushes him. She says, 100 gold pieces. Please find out what happened."
I appreciate the generosity. We'll take a look.
Okay. The nervous buzz of the Leaky Bucket's common room is shattered by a scream of terror. A heartbeat later, a young woman bursts in through the front door. "They know! They know what we did!" she cries, throwing herself at Huba's feet and clawing madly at the halfling's clothes with one hand and pointing out the door with the other. No sooner than she collapses, everyone in the inn shoves and pushes to get outside and see what's happening.
We'll follow.
Okay.
Follow the folks outside.
As you guys wrestle your way to the front and through the throng of people, various villagers can be heard crying out in alarm, and others you can be heard issuing prayers to gods for protection. The 24 or so people from inside the inn are gathered around the town central signpost, and as you exit the inn and look up in the direction of the signpost, you can see hanging from it is an adult human male, blood streaming from his eyes and mouth.
Does it look like a physical injury or something that was magically induced?
It's hard to tell from the distance and from the great many people. If you'd like, you can move closer and investigate. What's up, Maru?
I'll try to move closer.
Okay.
I'm also going to move closer.
Same for me.
Okay. So moving in closer, you guys can see a couple things. Okay, you can see that the man's eyes have been put out and replaced with polished black stones. The stones are carved to resemble large lidless eyes. As you guys are looking at this, one of the villagers points to the eyes and shouts, "That's the sigil of Jenny Greenteeth!" And then, as you guys are looking on, you can see a foot-long bone pin has been driven through a sheet of paper into the man's chest, effectively pinning it to him. And the pin is a highly decorated piece of polished jet. And you can also see, despite his injuries, this man is still alive. He's hanging there, and he's breathing very shallowly, and he is unconscious, but he is alive.
Okay, so I'm afraid we'll try to stabilize him with use of healer's kit.
Okay, it is impossible to stabilize this man while he is still impaled by the giant pin. Because he is in a, he's got a foot-long spike driven into his chest. Like you could try to stabilize him, but I don't think it's gonna work.
I'll try to take off the stick.
Okay. Now the pin driven through his chest, it obviously pierced some vital organ. It's gonna take some great skill to remove. I need you to make a medicine check to try and remove the pin without harming him further.
Can I try to
You don't
help?
want a second set of hands if you're going to do something with that. Can someone help?
I will help.
Because of the delicate nature of this, I don't think it'd be I don't think it'd be great for a lot of people to just kind of blunder around. One person, medicine check. Who's doing it?
I'll do it.
Not it.
Not it. Okay. You begin to remove the pin that's impaled into his chest, and as you do, the man regains consciousness and begins to scream, and his wails can be heard for miles. He's in an intense amount of pain. However, you are able to remove it, and once the pin is removed, you can see that the papers that were pinned to his chest fall to the ground. What would you like to do now?
I'm still helping the man. And the other guys can take a look at the paper.
Okay, so you go ahead. You can continue working to stabilize the man, right?
Yeah.
So you use the healer's kit, try to stop the bleeding, and try to save the man's life. Anyone else want to do anything?
Yeah, you said it was like a polished jet. Does it look like it's worth anything?
Nope.
Shame.
I pick up the pieces of paper and try to read them.
Okay. When you pick up the paper, you can see written on it, it says, "Cable's Hill honors the long-standing truce between the people of Flan and the people of the Quivering Forest. We seek only to retrieve a lost friend who does not fully understand what his trespasses signify." The owners of the leaky bucket walk up. She looks at the note and she looks at the man. She says, "That is Rurk. Rurk is one of the people we sent on the search party to bring back Halvin. We sent everybody out in the search party with these notes to try and show the Fae that we meant no harm. I guess they received our message." Well, actually, Ven, I'm sorry, I hadn't read that down far in my notes. The hairpin actually is valuable. It's worth, you appraise it at about 50 gold.
Ooh. I'm going to hold that for the group.
Yeah, let you go. Now my pen is missing too. I'm pretty sure Becky's up to no good. I'll steal one of hers. Alrighty. Alright, anything else?
Who is this Jenny?
The villagers look to you to say, Jenny Greenteeth. She's an old and miserable hag, one of the great fey creatures that lives in the Whispering Woods. She's the one that the ancient villagers made to deal with.
This guy's body was left here. Is there any like sort of recent tracks around?
No, there are no tracks. He seems to have just appeared out of thin air. So, you can also hear more of the villagers talking. It was Jenny Greenteeth. She eats children. She makes her crops wither and die. She basically anytime anything goes wrong in the village, it's because of Jenny Greenteeth. They assume.
Is the man still conscious?
Yes. He's
willing to talk.
You can see that Gura, did you expend a use of your healing kit?
Yeah.
Okay. So she stopped his bleeding. He's obviously exhausted from the sheer amount of pain and suffering he's been inflicted, but he is conscious and awake.
Do you know what happened with the rest of the party?
He looks up at you and he begins to speak. No.
Is his tongue gone?
Yes. When you look in his mouth, you can see that his tongue has been removed.
Quick question for you. How many fingers are I holding up? I'm just kidding. You can't see. You've got no eyes. Jokes aside.
Can we get a paper and some quill or something for the man to try to express his ideas? Like, I don't know how much locals will be able to write, especially blind, but maybe he can draw something. Asking this to the helping the woman.
Okay, after being removed from the sign, he's eventually taken to the inn. Villagers carry him upstairs and they put him into a room where he can recover. Once in the room, you try to give him quill and paper, get him to write anything that he knows. The man is too distracted by his pain, and it is too difficult for him to try, being blinded and so disoriented. So he's able to tell you nothing.
Well, maybe we could do this. I'm gonna go up to him. All right, no more joking. 1 moan for yes, 2 moans for no. Do you know if any of your party are still alive?
No.
Oh, well, that's encouraging. So you for sure know everyone else that you traveled with is dead. I think you said no to both, and they were contradicting questions. It's confusing.
No, what you said was, do you know if they are alive?
Oh, well.
So, I'm afraid he looks at everyone and says, well, I don't think we will get anything from him, and this guy needs to rest. So, we should ask the other villages any information we can get about them and head to the forest.
Oh, we still have the cattle to check on, right?
Yep. And I also vote for just looking up on the cattle. Try to find some clues there.
Would someone be so kind to go ask them for the Hermit's map? Someone that they're not afraid of?
Well, that's a good idea. I'll go ask.
So walking up and asking the innkeeper again, because she seems to be the most useful. She says that, well, we didn't take it. We didn't want to disturb anything for fear of angering the Fae. We left all of Halvin's belongings in his barn outside of town.
And which direction is that?
It just east. It's only about 20 minutes down the road.
Okay, got it. So another visit that we have to put on the list.
Okay, so let's go to the drunk guy, and after that we go to the barn.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Okay. So, you guys walk up to the drunk farmer, who is just kind of standing on the outskirts of the crowd that's gathered outside. And once you inform him that you're interested in investigating his dead livestock, he kind of brightens up. He's all too happy to lead you guys to his farm and have you investigate. So he walks you down the main road, and eventually you come across a large field, and you can see 3 cows that lay piled near some scrub brushes that surround a large outcropping of rocks, too big to remove from the farmer's field. Each of them are in various stages of rot, and they have all been torn open, and it's obvious that large portions of the carcasses are gone, having been carved off with a knife. There are a few carrion birds flying away as you arrive, squawking in disapproval at your intrusion.
How long ago have the cattle been killed?
He shrugs. He says, may have been a 10-day or more. It's been quite a while.
And are the Fae used to using a knife to carve off meat for them?
Are you implying that I'm a liar?
I'm implying that it looks like there's knife marks. What would you say?
I don't know. That's why you're here, isn't it?
I want to do. What do I have to? Is it investigation against his motive?
That'd be insight.
Okay, let me see what that is.
Okay. You're able to tell that he is quite annoyed and still very drunk, and he very much wants to figure out who killed his precious animals.
I'm going to go investigate the corpses for more information, maybe.
Okay. Looking at the corpses. Very good. You can see that there is a small puncture wound, as if from a stinger. And you can see that the area around the wound is swollen and discolored. Clearly the work of poison. Aside from the cows that are completely mutilated, it's almost as if someone butchered them for meat, but had no idea how that would be done.
I'll point that out to the farmer.
He shrugs, and he's like, I don't know what any of it means. This is absolutely ridiculous. I'm afraid. Isn't your passive perception like 14?
Yeah.
Looking down at this grisly display of the mutilated animals, you can see tiny, very small, clawed tracks with blood intermingled with them, perhaps with drag marks that are leading away.
Can I take a closer look?
Yeah, but you're just gonna see more of the same information. Tiny clawed tracks in the mud with blood intermingled in the tracks, and long dragging marks behind them.
I'll point that out to everyone and say I don't have an idea what this means, but there's something here.
Do they seem to converge into some direction?
They are heading off to the east.
Are the woods towards the east, or still part of the village?
Nope. It's an exit from the village, and it heads off down a road.
We should definitely follow through, but maybe go back to the barn first to gather as much information in the village as we can before we go forward.
What barn?
Where the missing person.
Halvin's barn is outside the village. Remember, it said he was a hermit. He lived away from everybody.
In which direction is it?
In the east.
Oh, so actually we can go toward the same direction and.
Yes.
I say we follow the tracks and see where they lead us.
The tracks continue for maybe another couple meters, but then they disappear. You know, you lose sight of the trail.
Well then, I suppose we should go to the hermit's place.
Yeah, sure.
Before we leave, I will ask the drunk guy if he has any other information about what happened here.
He just shrugs off. He's like, I can't. I'm sick of this. I'm going to bed.
I see a knife.
That's it.
What did you say, Varys?
Can I see a knife on the drunk guy?
No, he's not carrying a knife.
Hey, let's go.
Okay. So heading down the road to the east, following the small clawed footprints, you eventually can see Halvin Grangle's barn. The approach to the farmhouse leads you to a small hollow within a copse of trees right on the edge of the forest proper. The house has definitely seen better days, as evidenced by the loose boards and shingles, and there's peeling whitewash on the fence and a handful of stones that have fallen from a chimney. A small barn around in the back leans even more, and vines have grown up to cover most of it.
I'll shout, "Hello, is anyone here?"
There's no reply.
I'm gonna
I'm
walk
gonna
up to
ready
the
some
nearest
daggers
building.
and take a peek.
What? One at a time?
Go ahead.
I'll ready some daggers and take a peek into the barn.
Okay. When you walk in, you see something on the ground, and it's kind of hard to make out because it's very dark inside the barn. But you can hear a sound. Sounds like something snoring.
I'm not going in. I'm going to quietly motion to the party. Be quiet.
Let's approach it quietly.
I'll take the lead.
So,
How about someone who can see in low light to take a look and see what it is?
I'll go in there and take a look at what it is. What it is.
Okay. Asleep on a pile of hay is a small, scaled creature with leathery wings and a grossly distended belly. Resting on his back, his swollen belly heaves up and down in concert with his labored snoring. Suddenly, his snoring becomes loud and ragged, and after a few choking coughs, the creature jerks awake and props himself up on an elbow. He looks around the room and he spots all of you standing in the door of the barn staring at him. What time is it?
I'll tell him what time it is.
He looks at all of you and he blinks his eyes a couple times, and you see he takes his tiny hand and is like rubbing his eyes, and then he reaches down and you notice that laying on the ground next to him is a small burlap satchel stained through with blood.
Hey, can we just talk? I know you're a little groggy.
Yeah, Pip-Yap will talk.
What did he say? Pip-Yup?
Mm-hmm.
What brings you here?
What brings me here? I didn't really have a choice in the matter.
Why is that?
I was summoned by Elven. He's a pretty swell guy, but he makes some pretty dumb decisions. The last one was a doozy. He went into the quivering forest. Even I thought that was stupid.
Do I have any idea what kind of creature he is?
I don't. Well, I'm gonna say, since you're asking me, you have no clue, because your character's never encountered one. However, Hoija, you immediately recognize it.
It's an imp, right?
It's an imp. That's right.
So what happens with your travel friend?
Say it one more time.
So what happens with your travel friend?
I don't know. Pip-Yap doesn't understand why I should be so forthcoming with you. Do you have something for Pip-Yap to eat?
I'll give him some food.
What kind of food?
It's just one of the rations. I don't know.
So you hold out the travel rations to him, and he kind of, stands up and he walks over to you. Right, again, he's got this giant, misshapen, distended belly, and he's kind of holding it almost like a pregnant woman when they walk. And he kind of waddles over, and he puts his head out, and he sniffs the travel rations, and no, none of that.
How do you feel about fresh cattle?
He looks at you and he gives you the most devilish smile. He's like, I've had quite my fill of bovine recently.
I imagine so.
I mean, we can make a deal in that we're gonna ignore the fact that we know that you were behind the attack of the kettle if you're willing to help us figure out what happened in the woods.
What happened in the woods? What? How? What? What? What day is it? How long have I been here? You see him kind of scrunching up his face as he's trying to remember.
About 10 days?
Well, since Elven did not come back, he promised me he would come back, but I'm pretty sure he's probably dead. Even us fiends know better than to cross a hag.
Why did he go into the forest?
Oh, I know better than to betray my master.
So your master asked you to stay back and stay here?
No. My master wanted me to come with, but I knew better than to enter the woods.
Isn't that betraying your master?
What? What do you know about an imp and his loyalties?
I
Probably
do
they
know
don't
quite
exist.
a lot about it. I asked my familiar to turn into an imp, because I'm assuming it will shapeshift into something reasonable like a raven while in town. And I point out, like, I have my own a friend here, so I very much know about the relationship between...
A friend? Tell me, what is your imp's name? Quiet you! And he points to the other imp. See? That is not your friend! You don't know his name! That is a servant! My master treated me with dignity. He let Pip-Yap be named.
My friend has just recently joined me, and I'm still figuring out some of our interactions.
The imp looks up at you, and you can tell that it's not very happy.
So maybe we're getting off on the wrong foot. We're actually coming to look for your master, so we're trying to be helpful. Anything you could share would help us find him faster. Make a persuasion check.
Go ahead and roll persuasion. No, I won't be helping you. I will say nothing. Speak nothing.
And maybe we should bring him back to the village to stand trial for the slaughter of the cattle.
You what? And on that note, he kind of takes a step back and he goes invisible.
That's a pretty cool trick. Bummer.
Was there a house too?
No, it's just the barn.
Can I look around for the map?
Investigation check. Hold on, let me check. Okay. So you are able to find, eventually searching around the barn, you find a wooden panel that looks different from all the rest, where most of the barn is in a state of decay and disrepair. There is, give Dobby a sock. there is one wooden panel where the wood seems to be much newer and fresher. So noticing this, what would you like to do?
Investigate more.
Investigate harder. You are staring at that panel, but it doesn't do anything.
I will touch it.
Okay. It's loose. It's not actually nailed to anything. It's just set in the wall.
I'll pull it off.
And doing so reveals a small cubby inside. And there is a small, ornate silver box with the likeness of a dragon's head etched onto the lid.
I'll take the box and open it.
Okay. Inside, you see a pouch, a gem, which is reddish in color and looks to be maybe a garnet, and a diary. And the diary also has the same dragon's head embossed onto the cover.
Okay, first off, I'll take the pouch and open it.
Inside, you find 15 gold pieces.
Okay, I'll pocket the gem and the pouch, and then open the diary.
Okay. Inside the diary, you find it's filled with many cryptic notes, sketches, and maps. Many of them are the area surrounding Flan, Cable's Hill, and the Quivering Forest. Reading through the journal for the next 10 minutes, you're able to learn several pieces of following information. You are able to learn that Halvin was sent to Flan to make a deal with the Fae of the Quivering Forest, specifically to convince the Fae to break their pact with the town and sit idle while the cult of the dragon comes to plunder it. You also learn that he has been sending letters and gifts to the elves of inside the forest, and that the elves have not been responding to his letters and gifts. Either his messengers were being killed, or they were being ignored. After months and months of no progress in obtaining permission to enter the forest, he simply ran out of patience and has decided to enter on his own and visit them personally. He knew that Greenhall was the closest thing to an elvish settlement in this part of the forest, and had a general idea of where he might find the hag, Jenny Greenteeth. In the journal, he expresses disappointment in his familiar, who apparently was too scared to go into the forest, and the last entry in the journal is over a month old.
I'll check on and call to the imp that he's a coward. I found his secret. And then I'll show the diary to the party.
Okay.
And say that Elven went to the Elves to make some kind of a contact.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that should be the next step of our journey.
Agreed.
Yeah. It does seem like he wasn't successful, but we cannot take a risk. We should go and investigate and talk to the elves of the forest to make sure that they're not going to be helping him and the cult of the dragon.
I mean, I'm fine with that, but I also prefer not to engage with xenophobic, protective, cloistered elves. Anyway, we could make this a peaceful interaction.
I could try.
I like that idea.
I mean, our hope is just to make sure that he didn't succeed with his mission and just re-establish the peace between the elves and the locals. We don't need to slaughter every single elf in the forest to succeed in this mission. We really should be aiming for a mission of peace as much as possible.
So
Okay.
there was a map leading towards the elf village.
Yes.
Okay, I'll follow it.
Where Greenhall is
Yes.
the elven village. Okay, so you guys are gonna just head off into the woods?
I mean, it doesn't look like there's anything else of value in the barn, right?
You see the elf? I mean the imp. You can kill him. He could have something.
He went invisible. The only other thing still in the barn, there was that bloody sack that the imp had, and then there was all the stuff that Varys had found.
Which I took.
So we're leaving?
Ugh.
Okay, we're leaving.
I'm afraid that he wants to make a perception check to find the imp.
Oh. Go ahead. You can roll with disadvantage.
Uh,
18. Alright. You are unsuccessful.
Damn.
Okay,
Nice try.
let's
Yeah.
leave.
It was a nice try. She percepted the most she's ever percepted before.
No one wants to peek in the bloody sack before we go.
We can take a
no?
peek. We can take a quick peek. I'm assuming it's meat from the slaughtered cattle, but yes, we can take a quick look.
Aww. Okay, so looking inside the sack, you find meat from the slaughtered cattle. However, also within the bag, you can see several trinkets and things that it looks like Pip Yap has stolen from around the village in the 10 days since his master disappeared. Intermingled with the chunks of rotten and bloody flesh and covered in various bits of gore and blood, you find several gold coins, a bone comb, which appears valuable, and a magical scroll that is completely saturated and ruined.
Can I use prestidigitation to clean up all the stuff we find from the gore and the blood?
You could do that for everything but the scroll. So the bone comb you're able to take and clean, and then the coins are also cleaned in a similar fashion. But the fibers of the scroll are completely just ruined. There's no cleaning them.
Can I tell if it's a magic scroll?
In common across the top it says Scroll of Chromatic Orb.
Oh, what a sad day for a bad thief.
Okay.
Okay, let's go. To Green Hall.
Avant.
Okay, so as you guys leave the barn, you begin to venture off towards the forest. As you do, Varys and who was the other Emerald Enclave? Was it Harder Rock?
Yes.
Okay, Varys and Harder Rock. You guys begin to approach the forest, and standing there at the tree line, you see a man wearing leather armor, and he has a big fur robe that starts almost like a cowl. It goes down and billows around. It looks to be made from the hide of a bear. The man is completely caked in mud and dirt, and it looks like he's lived out in the wilderness for many, many days. And he wears stag horns on his head. As you approach the forest, he holds out his hand, and then he shows you a symbol marking him as a member of the Emerald Enclave. He bows low, and when he meets his eyes back with yours, he says, "Friends, do not enter the forest. It is a fool's errand. You will surely perish."
Do you know what happened to the hermit living nearby?
If he entered the forest, I'm sure that nothing good came of him.
Well, if you've been living here for quite some time, do you know if the Elven village Greenhall has shown any kind of hostile behavior?
The Elves of Greenhall will be hostile towards anybody entering their domain. If you absolutely must enter the forest, you must treat them with respect and dignity.
Of course.
I promise you, they will be hostile, but you must try your best to not engage in any type of combat with the creatures of the forest.
Noted.
He kind of bows low and he says, "The Emerald Enclave often trades with the elves. Ruining this would be devastating to our faction. Remember." And he begins to shapeshift into a bird and fly away.
So I look at the party and tell them that he didn't think that we should enter the forest.
They heard. Like, everybody was standing there. It's not like he walked up to you in secret. He was just like, "Don't go in here, guys."
So did a little birdie just tell us all this?
Yes.
Fine.
Is there any way we could have an audience with the elves outside of the forest?
Not that I know of.
They probably want to stay on their own terms.
So are we heading in?
Yeah.
All right. So entering the quivering forest, it is quite a terrifying place. The shadows are unusually deep, the colors are muted, and sounds are muffled. It's immediately noticeable once you guys cross the threshold and begin to make your way through the heavy thicket. The thick canopy above shields characters from most of the light, so it is quite dark within the forest. and it begins to rain. Fat icy drops fall here and there, although most of the party they're shielded because of how dense the trees are. But your vision is even further obscured, even though it is midday.
Ven, would you like to carry a source of light on you?
I think he stepped away. Walking through the forest, the whole thing smells like rain and rotting vegetation. And as you begin to make your way through, you almost begin to hear things deep in the distance of the woods. Babies laughing, what sounds like women crying. Here and there you hear a loud crack of a breaking stick, and as you turn and look in that direction, you see nothing. You can hear brush rustling all around you, as if something huge and unseen moves crashing throughout the forest. But again, when you turn in the direction of these noises, there is nothing. It's almost maddening, having to constantly be on edge because there are these phantom sights and sounds. As you begin to make your way through the forest, you begin to notice some strange occurrences. When you walk through, at one point, Ven, you notice something falling on the ground right next to you. As you're walking through, and then you just hear as something falls and hits the ground.
I'm going to take a look. Can I get my hood and lantern out too?
Sure. And remind me again how far the light projects from the...
30 bright and then 30 dim following that.
Okay. So there, set it on your token. You guys can't see your token yet, but just for future reference. Alright, when you look down, you can see that your pouches are positively brimming, right? There are berries that are pouring over from the top of all your pockets and pouches.
Well, that's strange.
Yes. It's quite uncomfortable because as you have moved through the forest, the berries have become smashed and there's sticky, just gunk all over your equipment, your weapons.
Guys?
We're fine. Carry on.
Oh, yeah, nothing strange to see here. Got it.
Yeah, nothing. Yeah, we're fine. We're fine. As you guys continue to walk, you harder rock. You hear a noise. Just it seems like it's immediately next to you, and then you feel something placed on your head.
I just try to swat around.
Okay. Doing so, you strike nothing, but you can see something just on the field of your vision. Something resting on your face. Anybody looking at Harder Rock swatting and striking the air next to him, you can see that he is wearing a crown of flowers.
Lovely.
Lovely.
That's pretty. I didn't know you were into that.
That look beautiful.
You are beautiful.
Thank you.
Okay.
At this point, I cast a glowing golden light on my shield just to make sure that even if I get separated from them, I have vision.
Okay.
Just light cantrip on the shield.
Yes. All right. And I'm afraid I need you to make me a dexterity save, please. All right. The party continues to walk through the woods in the direction of Green Hall, and I'm afraid you trip. You're able to maintain your balance, but when you look down at the ground to find out what you've tripped on, you see that something has tied your bootlaces together.
What the hell is happening here?
I'm assuming the sprites of the forest are trying to commit mischief against us. I'm pretty much positive that something along those lines.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Okay.
Opposable thumbs and invisibility. That to me is just the right first play here. But I don't know how what we can do to try to get them out of. Maybe Varys can try to talk to them. Actually,
I don't think there's any need to. They're just pranks.
Varys, as you're saying this, can you roll me a perception check? Oh, beautiful. You feel lighter. Something has changed.
Am I touching the ground?
Yes, you are.
I'll try to jump.
You can jump. You jump up and then you land on the ground.
Okay, then I'll ignore it.
You'll-
Carry on.
Does it look any different? Like he's just jumping in front of us, right? Just
Yeah.
in place.
Right. Yeah, you can just see him like, jump.
You feeling all right?
I feel lighter.
Does he look lighter? I guess I don't know what that would look like.
No, he doesn't look lighter, but it seems like something is different. Something changed.
Can I do a perception?
Sure.
Arthur's just grumbling and saying to come out of hiding.
No, you look fine.
Okay. So walking forward, you guys continue on your journey, and then eventually you see something hanging up in the trees, about 20 feet up in the air.
is it another body?
It is not a body. It looks like a sword.
What kind of a sword?
A rapier.
My chant.
Mage hand. Okay, so grabbing the rapier and then bringing it down to you, you notice that this is yours.
Sweet.
Sweet.
I'll put it back in the sheath, I guess.
The sheath and the sword are that's what it's hanging from. Like the sheath is gone, and the belt is kind of like just hanging from a limb on a tree. I guess I should have explained that better.
Am I gonna take those two?
Yeah, you just take the whole thing.
Okay, I'll put it back on.
Okay.
They're pretty good at this.
As you do so, you notice that your longbow is missing too.
Can I see it anywhere?
Looking around, you can. It's actually it's about 40 feet further up ahead on the trail, and you see it's also hanging up in the trees.
Okay, then I'll speak in Sylvan and say, "Give me back my bow, please."
And then you hear,
I'll say.
I mean, it is kind of funny.
Then I guess I'll walk forward, keeping my eyes on the ground in case there's any pits or anything, until I'm in range for mage handing the bow.
okay, and then you can grab your bow and bring it to you with no issue.
Hey, I'm still kind of sticky. You cleaned stuff off earlier. Could you clean me off?
Oh yeah, for sure. Yes, I use prestidigitation to clean up.
Clean all the berries off of his stuff. Yep. Okay,
Thank you.
and then traveling further ahead, eventually, Hoija, you roll me a Constitution save, please. Ooh. Okay. You feel the most strange tingling sensation on your legs. like starting at your ankles and in almost all the way up to your thigh.
I quickly look down to see what's going on.
It looks like something is smeared on your boots. It's a yellowish liquid and it's very sticky. And swarming all over this yellow liquid that has been smeared on your boots are thousands of ants. And these ants are crawling on your boots. They've crawled up your leg, and they are all over you. From
I'm assuming that prestidigitation doesn't help here.
They're crawling ever higher. Oh my god, it's gross!
Can somebody somehow clean me off of these ants? Gust of wind or...
Flamethrower
It was
him?
a bit intense, but...
Yeah, it doesn't look like anyone's trying to help you.
Well, I'm gonna look
I'll ask my imp quickly to try to... I don't know, use his extra hand to...
Can you tell these little buggers to stop already? You can clearly speak to them.
I mean, but I think they want the reaction. If it keeps bothering us, they're going to keep doing it.
I think they're just going to keep doing it regardless.
I mean, that's possible.
He's talking to you, Varys. Would you like to try talking with the pixies?
No.
No.
They're not doing any harm, so I'm just gonna let them.
Well, right now, you say they're not doing any harm, but Hoija is covered in biting, stinging ants.
I'll help brush him off.
So, let's see. Hoija? You're gonna take...
The imp and the two of us trying to push it up.
Alright, so then the two of you working together, you can start knocking the ants off of them. It's very unpleasant, but eventually you're able to do so.
Yes, and I try to use prestidigitation to get rid of the sticky liquid to make sure that and don't come again.
Okay. Alright. Are we going to continue to walk?
Are we getting any closer?
You don't know. You can't see it. It's almost impossible to navigate. You only know that you're heading in the direction that Green Hall was marked on the map.
I mean, it's either that or go back, so forward.
I am proficient with navigator's tools. Does it help me in any way?
Not really, because the map that you're following, it was very crude and only had the general direction. So you can navigate all you want, but you don't know the location of the Elven city.
Okay, then I guess I could try to talk to the Fae. Does a party thing for them to guide us?
Talk to them.
Okay. So what would you like to say?
Well, I'll speak in Sylvan, of course, and then I'll ask them if they could point us or guide us to the Elf Village Green Hall.
All right. Persuasion.
Oh, -1.
All right. A pixie, a single solitary pixie, fades into view, and you can see she's kind of hovering in the air at about eye level, and she looks at you, and she's got her head leaning on her hand. It's almost got a bored expression on her face. The elves? Why would you want to talk to the elves? They're boring, and they don't appreciate our tricks. We don't like to go there anymore.
I am an elf. I don't appreciate your tricks.
I like your
We
tricks.
are-
I think they're funny.
Oh, thank you.
So we're trying to find someone, and we may need some help.
Who?
What was his name? Halvin?
Yes, it's a very exciting time. We've had lots of visitors.
Lots of.
We're also looking for a number of villagers that came in to look for this wizard.
She probably met Jenny Greenteeth. She eats any pixies she catches and decorates her cottage with our wings. We don't like Jenny Greenteeth.
She doesn't seem very nice. Can I show you something and see if you might be able to identify this? I'll pull up the jet spike.
The pixie's eyes go wide and she vanishes.
I'll put it away. Sorry, didn't mean to scare you.
Get rid of it.
We
Get rid of
might be
it. It's cursed.
I'll put it on the ground.
Far away.
I'll throw it into the woods.
Okay. The pixie eventually reappears. Jenny was watching you.
It was worth some
That's
money, too.
that's a scrying rod. Jenny can see everything that happens around it.
Oh. Well, thank you for sharing.
She knows you're coming.
Good.
Well, before we do that, though, would you be able to help point us out to the Elven village?
The pixies point in one direction, and they say Greenhall. The men that came 10 days ago went there, but the elves drove them away with arrows. One of the men died. You'll probably die too. Then they
Do you think
point.
there's a way we could not die?
Then they
Nice to
point
know there?
in the other direction. Jenny Greenteeth.
Would you be able to help us with this? We might be able to help you with this.
And they disappear.
Ugh. Okay.
I mean, come on, he's not that scary. I mean, you guys are clever. What do you think you could help us? Tell us to help us not get shot. With arrows at Greenleaf, Greenhall.
There's no reply.
We have a direction. Let's go. The pixies are gone.
Oh, okay.
I want to get that scrying hod again.
What? Okay.
Okay.
So
Hey, hi, Hag. I know you are seeing this. We're coming for you.
You may have just
Cook
killed
you
us
your
all.
dinner. Prepare dinner. We're coming to eat.
all right. As you guys begin to walk in the direction of Greenhall, you eventually find there is a very pungent aroma in the air. It's very dank and ripe, and it smells like rot. Rounding a bend in the path, you find the body of a male human laying face down in the dirt, with half a dozen arrows embedded in his back. As you approach, a black cloud of flies takes flight, filling the air with the drone of their wings. His clothes are simple homespun, and he carries no weapon. He holds a strung short bow, and a shabby longsword as sheathed as his hip. It's kind of contradictory. I guess when he says he carries no weapon, it's literally not in his hand. He also wears a satchel slung over his shoulder, and the flap is buckled closed.
I'll take a look at the satchel.
Okay. as you walk up and begin to approach the man in the satchel, you hear a low growl emanating from the woods behind you.
I'm going to stop moving and back up.
What is it doing here?
That's Hoyja's imp.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
Okay, so no, you're there. So as you approach, you see a creature materialize almost out of thin air. And it looks like a many-legged giant cat, but it has tendrils that come out of its back above the shoulder blades that end in a large flat protrusion with many rows of teeth. Okay, and it's eyeballing the corpse laying on the ground, and it's approaching you very slowly. It's definitely hostile. Roll initiative. And checking through, nobody has a passive wisdom of 15 or higher, so the Displacer Beast is going to get to try and ambush you guys, since he just materialized from himself. Alright, and so surprised, well, hey. Alright, so the Displacer Beast is going to run forward and attack, and as it does, he sees several others materializing from the area around him. And they're going to run forward.
Before you do anything, we lost Lair, so we are on.
Yeah, he told me he was going to have to leave.
I see 6 tokens.
Oh, that's right. Lair was this one. Man, he didn't stay long. So they are going to run forward, and it doesn't actually bite at you with his mouth, right? They just kind of run forward and they lash at you with those tentacles. First one at Hoyja. That's a miss, right? Yeah, it is. And then the second one at Varys.
I'm dead.
You're dead? What do you mean you're dead?
I'm dead.
8, 9, 10, 11.
No, I'm not dead.
You're not dead. Alright, the second Displacer Beast going to attack Amafrey. And then Harder Rock. Take 9. And the second one down here, Hoyja. And Hoyja again, because you're the only one he's next to. Take 14. And then surprise. New round. So you get a turn now.
It's 1 hit point.
Snarl number 2s. What?
What?
That's what it says your name is. Snarl number 2.
Why?
Because you must have that written on your sheet somewhere. I don't know.
Well,
where.
whatever.
Alright, yeah, whatever. Whoa! Double crit for 15.
This one.
Man, that is crazy. Okay. Which one? This one?
This one.
Yeah. Okay.
And then second wind.
So 10. Harder rock.
The one right in front of me.
All right. That is a miss. As you try to swing at it, and it wasn't relevant before because double crit. As you go to swing at the beast, all right, you can see that your axe slices through and hits nothing. There is an illusion that the creature is emanating, and it seems like it's always moving. It's constantly shifting from left to right, almost as if it's 5 feet in every direction.
Okay, that's my turn.
The Displacer Beasts again. This one here, attacking harder, and I'm afraid. Take 10. Hoija, you'll get to make an opportunity attack if you'd like.
Okay, I do it with a dagger.
Oh my god. Roll the damage.
Wow.
Okay, and then this one is going to move up here. And oh, actually, he moved away from your imp. Your imp gets to make a opportunity attack too.
No, my familiars can only attack with my attack.
Oh, that well, your imp has a react. Oh, that's right. He can only use his reaction to attack. All right, never mind. So he's gonna move up here. He's gonna attack Ven, and that is a miss. And then attack Amafrey.
Oh,
And he's gonna give you another boop for 7. And then this one here, going to attack Varys, and then going to attack Hoija. I'm so sorry. Oh god, this could be bad. What's your max hit points? 24, 5 to 6, 7, 28, 29, 32. 33 is the magic number. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 15. Okay, so you're not dead. We were very far off from that. Which Amafrey is this? This is Amafrey number 2. Alright, and then Amafrey.
Okay, let's start this with a rapier on this one,
Mm-hmm.
and then
15 will hit.
menacing attack.
So another 3. And then, what is this? Wisdom save. Pass.
Okay, then I'll use my bonus action to use my second domain, and then I will action surge and attack again with my rapier.
8 is a miss.
Okay, and that's it.
Hoi, death save, please. Alright. Then?
I am going to disengage.
Okay. Doing good, Hulk. I'm doing good.
I'm going to shoot an arrow into the wounded one. Which one is more wounded between the two closest?
Only this one's been hit.
Alright, shooting at him.
$19 is a hit.
Okay.
For 6 and sneak attack. Alright. The imp.
I
Well-
know it's in the range of the one on the left, right?
Well, would your familiar wouldn't still be active when you're unconscious?
Well, it has a mind of its own, but yeah, you're right that I cannot actually give him advice on what to do.
Right.
So I assume it just turns invisible and
Yeah, hides.
fight himself.
Yeah. Varys?
Disengage. And that's all.
Harder. Reckless attack. Alright, so 23 is a hit. For total of... Is that 20 damage?
Yeah.
Holy balls. Okay. Well, that was way too much, but anyway, same difference. So the creature takes your hit, and then as it does, you see it kind of give a shriek of pain, and then it kind of starts to disappear from your vision. All right? It's not slain, it's running away.
That's my turn.
All right, Displacer Beasts. This one is going to move forward. It's going to strike at Harter Rock. I'm on fire. That's 2 crits in a row. Alright, so Sev, you are raging?
Yeah, I'm raging.
Okay.
So half to both of those.
So 4, 8, 12. 19. Yeah, 19. So total of, say, 9? Yeah, 9. Because it's all bludgeoning and piercing. You're resistant.
Do I have it all at once, or do I have each of those at a time? Since they're 2 separate.
It's 9 either way.
Oh, okay.
7 and 4 would be 11. Half of which rounded down is 5. 4 and 4 is just 4. It's 9.
Thank you.
Okay. That was his first tentacle. Second tentacle. Miss. Third one's just going to come up here. It's going to attack Amafrey. Miss. Hit. For 12. And then Amafrey.
Okay. Rapier, the top one.
21's. Yep, that'll do it.
Okay, and nice attack again.
DC 14 whiz.
Yes.
Failed. So that Displacer Beast is afraid of Amafrey. He's Amafraid.
Yes.
I see
And
what
that's
you did
it.
there.
So you're finished?
Yep.
Hoija. Oh, a failed death save. Look at that. It split the turn order, split his actual save in the result. So we have 1 failed death save and 1 pass on Hoija. Ven?
Are there trees I can hide behind? It's pretty dense,
Yes,
right?
it's very, very dense forest.
Alright, I'm going to move and take a hide check.
Okay, roll stealth. $11 is sufficient. You are able to hide from Displacer Beasts.
I'm going to take an advantage shot on the top one.
Okay,
I guess it's just neutral, right? Because I was at disadvantage before.
correct.
I'm going to luck that.
Okay, so 1 more roll. 21 is a hit.
Good.
For 4 and then sneak attack. Total of 7.
Ooh, pitiful.
You had to use so much.
That's basically the lowest roll I could
It's
have gotten.
hiding. And then Varus. $18 is a
That's a
hit.
tough one.
5 piercing. Finished?
Yes.
Hartor.
1 to the left of me.
So 11 is a miss.
Okay, that's okay.
I got confused because I was like, advantage, disadvantage. Alright, Displacer Beasts. This one going to attack Hartor with advantage because of Reckless. 19.
If it's frightened, does it get advantage?
Oh, no, you're right. You're right. So it's just a regular, well, 19.
Oh shit.
Yeah, that's still... So, 4, 5, 6, 7. Second attack. Amafray. 11 is a miss. The next Displacer Beast, Amafray. 15 is a miss. Oh no, that one's not afraid. That one's a 25.
Why?
Oh, wait. No, it's not. He doesn't have advantage. That's harder rock. I'm so confused. So many advantage and disadvantage effects going on at this fight. No, okay. 15. Miss. Hit you again. Miss. Got it. Good. Great. We sorted it all out. I know what I'm doing.
Okay. Rapier again on the top one. And finessing attack again.
14. Okay, and I have to repeat the save? I mean, he's already afraid. Oh, the fear only lasts until your turn, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so I do need to repeat the save. And he failed. Hoija, another death save. Ooh, failed 2 of 3. It's not looking good.
Hold on, buddy.
Ven.
Moving, hiding, shooting.
Alright, stealth check. Pass. Hit. No, wait, 14. I'm sorry. I lied. Not a
Luck
hit.
roll.
No, 14 is a hit.
Oh, no luck roll.
I know what I'm doing. 9 and... Okay. When he takes the 9... Oh, you rolled it first. Well, doesn't matter. When he takes the 9, same thing as before. You see that he's quite wounded, and the Displacer Beast kind of growls and bares its teeth at you, and it starts to slink off into the thicket and disappear.
Okay.
Okay. And then... Imp is doing nothing. He goes back to Varus.
It's an action to try to stabilize someone, right?
Yes. You just run up and do a medicine check.
Okay, I'll shoot at the beast.
Nope. That's a miss.
And that's it.
Hartor?
Fuck. Just reckless on me today.
Okay. Hit. 13, 19. Finished?
It's my turn. Yeah.
The Displacer Beast will go now. Attack Hartor. Hit. For a total of 6. And then Amafray. 13 is a miss. Amafray.
Okay, I will move here and take the hit.
Rah! Oh, he got you.
Yes.
Take 11.
And then use my healer's kit on the
Oh.
8 plus his level.
Okay.
And that's it.
Oh man, he was up next too.
I cure wounds on Amafray.
Okay. There we go. So 11, I'm afraid.
1 uses of healing light on myself as bonus action. I don't have to roll for it because I have the gift of the ever living ones. So just a flat 6.
Okay.
And I move back. 30 feet.
All right. And Ven.
Alright. Stealth and shoot.
Stealth is a pass. $14 is a hit.
Oh, that's weird. I tried to roll damage on that, whatever.
All right, so 17. Finished?
Yes.
The invisible imp now goes up to the beast and tries to annoy it in some way or form to try to distract it from being able to properly defend. Helping action. Right.
Okay. All right. So, Varys, it's your turn, and what would you like to do?
Shoot.
With advantage, because it's being annoyed by the imp. So it's 24, because you had disadvantage because of its illusion. So, 9. And on that note, the Displacer Beast takes that last arrow, seeing that it's alone and outnumbered. It is also going to disappear and slink away. Okay. And now...
Half my arrows.
Yeah. Now that that the area is clear, what would you like to do?
I go up to Holler Rock and cast Cure Wounds on him as well.
Thank you.
I'm gonna check that. Pouch out.
Okay. Checking the treasure, you can see that the rotting body has 10 days worth of trail rations, a dagger, 10 arrows, a large ruby, and a crude map of the area tucked into the satchel, in addition to the short bow and long sword mentioned earlier.
And no note from the villagers?
No.
I'll pocket the ruby, take the map and look at it. Divide up the rations or just point them out.
Here, I'll type it all. 10 rations, dagger, arrows, X10. The ruby, I'm not gonna bother because it's party loot, and short bow, short sword. So these items are actually listed as treasure for the module, so you guys can divvy those up, add them to your character sheets, and they won't, like, they're actually acquirable. The map of the area, it shows Greenhall as being maybe a day's trek away from your current location. Right, so I'll give you a moment to figure that out, and I'm going to use the bathroom.
We'll want to take a short little rest here as well.
That's fine by me.
I'm
Yeah.
not sure that's safe.
On the other hand, one more day in this wilderness is going to be a bit treacherous. So I expect that at some point we will have to stop somewhere. Is this the right place to stop? It's a good question.
I mean, I guess that comes down to those of us that are wounded or have used their resources. I'm good, but I also didn't take a beating.
I'm fairly good.
I mean, I use up my spells, but besides that's fine by me. And the use of my spells is primarily healing, so it's not like I lost much.
When you healing me.
All right. So what would you guys like to do?
Is there anything on the map that would look like shelter before we would reach the Elven village?
No, nothing.
So let's keep walking.
Okay.
Can I tell if he's like one of the villagers or the hermit?
Well, he's a human. So he looks like one of the villagers. Damn it, should have grabbed a drink while I was up. I'm gonna do that! I can still hear you. You guys can keep talking. What's everybody's passive perception?
14.
12.
Nice.
Did we?
Nobody's higher than 14?
Did we rest?
No. I don't know, did you?
I don't know. Did we? I didn't.
I mean, if we keep moving, we won't rest then.
Yeah? No, you did not rest. Okay? You guys, because you guys are going to try, and here's what's going to happen. You're going to discover that the creatures did not run away. It was just a strategic withdrawal, and they are going to try again to ambush you while you attempt to rest. And so, what was the highest passive perception? It was 14, right?
Yeah.
Oh man. All right. So they eventually come out of the shadows. It's about 40 minutes later. And this time they attack with a vengeance. Go ahead and roll initiative again.
Fuck.
One, two, three, 4, 5. That's everybody. Well, hey. So this time, coming out of stealth, you see it rushes up and it's gonna tentacle at Varys. Rip.
That's me down.
5, 10, 15, 20, 5, 30. And then it's going to tentacle at Amafrey.
Miss.
Second one here, Hartor. 11. And then Hoija. 13's a miss, right? Yeah.
Yep.
And then the last one, attacking Ven. 14.
Bummer.
And then, why not? We'll attack the unnamed imp. For 13.
think it has damage resistance, so...
Let me check a sheet. Yes. Cold, bludgeoning, storm, from non-magical attacks. These are non-magical attacks. So, what much did I say? 13? So he'll take 6. Alright, so that was their first attack after regrouping. Hoija, you are up first.
No spells, no. Okay. As my attacks, sacred flame on the injured one next to me, the one on top.
Okay. Alright, I failed the save. He takes 5 radiant.
And as bonus action, healing light on Varys. That's a DC.
Okay.
You get 4 hit points. And that's my turn.
Alright, next is your imp.
Turns invisible. Is that an action for the imp to turn invisible?
Give me 1 second. Pool of d6s. Character sheet. No, you don't want that open. Shape changer. Invisibility. Turns invisible until it attacks. Or yes, it is an action.
Okay, then it turns invisible and then tries to move towards the top one. Because it doesn't take an attack of opportunity now that it's invisible, right?
Assuming the Displacer Beasts can't see it, yes.
Yeah. So tries to move here to the top one.
Okay, so it does. They can't see it. Just he makes it no problem.
Boris, you're back on 4 health just because you're still X'd out.
No. Thank you.
I'm afraid.
Okay, so I'm going to attack the beast with my rapier and fail. And that's it.
Attack rapier and fail. Yep. And then Varys is standing up, I'm assuming, and then doing what? Running away.
No. Right. Damn it. And then I'll shoot at the top one, the wounded one.
Disadvantage. That is a 9.
No.
Yes.
That's it.
Ben.
Oh, disengage. Is that 30 feet?
Mm-hmm. No, you moved 20 feet.
All right, and I'll shoot the one closest to the top one.
$17 is a hit. Okay. Hartor.
Rage, reckless, to the top one.
That is a miss.
It's my turn.
Displacer Beasts again. This one here at the top. It is going to... Oh shit, I forgot about that. It is going to tentacle Hoija. Miss. And try again. Miss again. Next one, attacking Amafrey. Miss and hit for a total of 10. Last one here. It likes the way Ven tastes. It's going to take an attack of opportunity from Harder Rock and try to chase down Ven. Okay, miss. 5, 10, 15, 20. What's up? Bop.
Can I use a luck point to make him re-roll that?
You absolutely could.
Let's do that.
Yes. Their move speed is 40. Oh, I think I counted different. But he could definitely make it to there. Alright, so re-rolling 16?
Ah, damn it.
Still
yes.
Still gets you, right? Okay, so 12 damage.
Am I alive? I don't know. I'm down.
You're down. And with his second attack, he's gonna boop you a second time. So you will also have one failed death save. He's in trouble. Hoija?
Sacred Flame again on the top one.
Okay. So
Come on.
there we go. So advantage. Dex. 19 is a pass.
And just because it doesn't seem to be a good idea, a healing light. Van, let me see. I assume the distance was 60 feet.
Yeah, yo, he's in range.
Okay, so I use one of my healing lights to get Van back.
Okay. So it's always no.
5 hit points on you, Van.
Thank you.
I thought it was always the maximum.
Maximum on me. So give
Oh,
Van
okay.
wants me that healing on me actually is maximum.
Is always the okay, got it.
Actually, that means that even from Amafrey's healing kit, it should have been maximum. But I think it was close to maximum, so it doesn't matter.
And yeah, because it doesn't say magic; it just says any dice rolled to regain hit points. Okay, good to know. That's really good, man. I like that. All right. So Hoija's done and goes to your imp.
Tries to bugger this top one invisible.
Okay. How is it going to distract it and still maintain its invisibility without revealing itself?
Tries to like climb on its back and like fly in and just chip at it, but that's not necessarily an attack. But if you want for it to lose invisibility, I understand that as well. So it's your call. It definitely will do help action. If that means losing invisibility.
No. Because it's not attacking. It's just it's there.
It's
It's chittering and making a noise and yeah. All right. I'm afraid
we'll use its rapier.
Hey, you hit.
And yes, and that's an attack.
I know it's coming.
Yeah.
Fail. That is a scared Displacer Beast. Oh man, that's superiority die.
Yeah. And that's it.
Verse?
No, I'm so useless.
Gotta learn to aim.
That's it.
Gotta learn to aim. Ven.
Disengage. So I'll stand up, disengage, move, shoot the top one. And I'm going to luck roll that.
Okay.
Bummer.
11's all around.
All
right.
around.
Artur.
One above me.
So 12. 12 is a miss.
Doesn't he have advantage because of the imp?
But it would cancel disadvantage.
This
again, and
Displacer
it was
Beasts
also-
give you disadvantage because of the illusion.
So much
So
advantage.
it was a 9 that was valid, yeah.
Yep. So done.
Yeah, that's my turn.
All right, Displacer Beasts. This one at the top, the one that the imp is harassing, he is going to attack the imp with disadvantage. is going to be difficult because he can't see the imp, but since the imp is physically on him, he should be able to reasonably make an attack. So, yeah, 11 will be a miss. I don't even have to roll the second one because it's disadvantage. All right, so there was one. Second attack. It'll attack the imp again. He really doesn't like him climbing on him. And 14 is a hit. And the imp is going to take 3-4 damage.
Just disintegrates thing. Just about disintegrates thing.
And then Hoija, it is your turn.
Sacred Flame on the top row.
Okay. 21 is a pass.
And if there's really nothing else I can do here, so just pass the turn.
I'm afraid.
I'll attack with my rapier. And fail! And that's it.
Okay, so does the fear go away now?
Yes.
Alright. Verse? 12 is a miss.
No. No. I'm so sad. That's all.
Alright, and Ven?
These guys don't have reach, do they?
Good question. Yes. Those tentacles are quite long.
So if I run like this, will I provoke an attack of opportunity?
Because of the size of the squares, no. They are outside of your range.
Great. I'm going to shoot at the top one, and then I'm going to hide.
Okay. Hit. Okay. And the arrow strikes the Displacer Beast, and you see it lurch violently and fall to the ground.
Oh, all right.
Also, you attempt to hide but are unsuccessful.
Yeah, it's that kind of day.
All right, Hartor?
You come around here to the side of this one. Reckless.
17 is a hit. Oh, yeah, never mind. 23. 17. Boom. Alright, Displacer Beast again. This one here, it's going to keep chasing you because he likes the way you smell. So he can't quite get to you. Well then, let's not do that. Can he get to anybody? Yeah. Yeah. You may have saved your own ass, but I'm afraid he's gonna get it now. Oh yeah. Oh. Oh, I'm afraid. Oh, what happened?
He got rerolls. He could do something about that.
No, you can't make the Displacer Beast reroll.
Oh, it doesn't work like Lucky. That's too bad.
No. Well, that and the rules say like you can't force someone to have a negative effect. So if the creature is trying to hit, you can't take away its hit. And then all right, the other one is going to attack Hoija. Isn't your AC like 18? Yeah, there you go. And missed. And Hoija.
I Sacred Flame the one that just ran up to us, and bonus action Healing Light on Amapre.
Okay. So, pass the save for the Sacred Flame. I'm afraid.
Okay, let's go back.
Hit? Was this on left or right?
Right.
All right.
Okay.
Are you out of
That's it.
superiority dice? Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
All right, Varys. You can do it.
Okay, this time I'm gonna take my bow and aim slowly, steady.
And it's a mess.
I'm gonna kill myself.
You gotta quit. You're shooting the illusion every time.
Okay, that's it.
All right. And then, Ven.
All right, and then I'm going to shoot at the one closest and then hide.
Okay. $12 is a miss. Oh, no, wait. Were you? No, you were not hiding. And this time, you will. All right, Hartor.
Reckless. Left one.
Hit. Oh, man. It is a savage hit. The creature is obviously wounded, but it is hanging on for dear life. And I believe, aren't they next in the turn order? Yes, they are. It is going to retaliate against you, Hartor. 17. Let's put on the advantage because well, not yet. 23. All right, it's definitely a hit. It's definitely a hit. So total of 5. And then I'll roll the second one correctly. 11 is a miss.
I'm safe.
Hoija. Oh wait, that was only one beast. I have 2 of those. Second one, attacking Hoija. Yeah, that's what I meant. Hoija. 23 hit for 7, and then again is a miss. All right, now it's your turn.
Sacred Flame on the one on the right.
Passed.
That's really it.
All right. I'm afraid.
Rapier on the left one and miss.
Yep.
That's it.
All right. Here you go. I got confidence in you.
I'll shoot up in the sky.
In the sky. Hey, it's a hit.
Yay!
A bird falls to the ground. Ah!
I hope it arcs on one of the beasts.
All right, so shooting the Displacer Beast, hit, roll damage, 11, and you may have only hit once this entire combat, but it counted.
Yes. I'm so proud.
He just KS'd you guys. That's what happened. He just waited for you to whittle him down. He's like, bam, my kill. You can take that gold to the Nexus. What? All right, Ven.
All right, I'll attack from stealth.
$15 is a hit. Minus 16.
And I think I'm hiding.
No, you're not. Yeah, you think you are. That was great wording.
Yeah, like my foot's like hanging out or something. I don't know.
Yeah. Reckless. 13 is a hit.
Oh, dude, thank you.
Yes, it is. 15, 16, 18. Oh my god. Another savage hit that leaves the Displacer Beast within an inch of its life. And another opportunity for the Displacer Beast to retaliate against you. With advantage. 14 is a miss. 18 is a hit. Hard Torror, so take 5,
unconscious.
6, 7, 8. Yeah, you're unconscious. And then Hoija.
Actually, if I used Agonizing Blast, would I get like double disadvantage? Because
No, it would just there is no double. It would just be disadvantage.
Oh, so then I should have used that. So agonizing breast now.
So 8 is a miss.
Okay, and that's it.
I'm afraid.
Let's go, rapier. I miss. And that's it.
Varys, all right, here you go. You do it again.
Take an arrow in my hand and throw it with my bow.
It's a miss.
Okay.
And Vin,
All right, we're going to lead with a stealth check.
success. You pull in that foot that was sticking out, and they lose sight of you. And a hit, and he's dead.
I'm going to go over and get some arrows out of these assholes.
It was hard. Anyone can heal the
I'm
orc.
going to use healer's kit. Did I use it on him?
You used it on Hoija earlier. I think that's the only one that you actually
Okay.
actually had to expend your once a day on.
Okay. So he gets 5 plus his level. I'm gonna use on Varys and Van too.
Yes, please. Thank you.
So
That's it.
how much did you heal Hartor for?
5 plus his level.
Okay.
It's a 9 on me.
Yes. 9 plus your
Yeah,
level.
whatever the number is, it's plus your level. Maybe we should put that in the description?
Yeah, maybe. I'll try.
1d6 description plus. Oh no, I'm hitting buttons. What? Hey. Anyway, all right. Now, what would you guys like to do? You can certainly
Take a
say
nap.
that the Displacer Beasts are gone now.
I'm
Okay.
really tapped now.
Nap time.
I'm afraid. Looking around, you can see a trail. It seems to be the route the Displacer Beast came to get to you guys. It's very obvious because of all the brush and sticks that have been pushed aside.
Okay. Hey guys. There's a trail there. Let's follow it and take a nap.
Yeah, we can go investigate.
Yeah,
As long as
let's
taking a
go.
nap is part of it, then yes.
Let's go.
Well, you guys start to follow the trail, but it becomes increasingly more difficult as the further you go. You can make a survival check to follow the trail and see if you're able to maintain.
Me?
Whoever. I don't really
Okay,
care.
okay.
Heart of Rock is going to roll it, and he's successful. At the end of the trail, you find a small cave, which appears to be the Displacer Beast lair. You find a second half-eaten villager. And inside the lair, you find various bits and bobs of treasure. About 200 gold pieces in miscellaneous coins, and a well-made chain shirt worth 50 gold.
We're rich.
And anything else?
Will you take a nap?
Take a nap in the Displacer Beast lair.
Yeah.
Take a long rest. Sure. Yeah. Time's not of the essence.
How does rolling hit dice to heal work?
It's a long rest.
It's a long rest. You just automatically you go to full hit points.
Perfect.
Heal thyself.
Whew.
The villager that's dead in here, does it look like they had arrow wounds and then were just eaten after?
It's hard to tell. Most of the body's consumed. If you'd like to make a medicine check, maybe you could determine the cause of death.
Yeah, we'll give that a shot. Why not? Yeah, not sure.
Yep. Nah, he dead.
I think body parts.
Can I see any broken pieces of arrows nearby?
No, you can't.
Okay. I'll tell him that probably it wasn't killed by arrows.
All right. So now what?
Let's get back on track.
Yeah.
All right. So you begin to travel again. You head back down the path towards. What's it fucking called?
Green Hall.
Green Hall.
Green Hall. Yes, I certainly didn't forget the name. And eventually, you enter a wide glade of unsurpassed beauty, surrounded by a ring of tall trees. Small shelters have been built halfway up to this small enclosure, accessed by grand spiraling staircases made out of roots of giant trees that have been, bound together and circle up the trunks of the trees. A handful of elves meander about daily life here. Upon seeing your group, some of them call out in alarm and flee into the shelters, while others grab weapons and head in your direction. They stop about 30 feet away from you. Wow. They stop about 30 feet away from you, and they call out. Beginning to circle out around the party. Stop! You should not be here. Leave this place and take your town stink with you. Do it quickly, else we cut you where you stand.
I'll stand forward and say, we are looking for someone that has come this way. Has he reached your city?
They, well, you need to make a persuasion check, first of all. Alright. So, as soon as you talk out, they scowl and they're angry and it's like, no! We care not why you are here. You need to leave immediately.
Am I able to try and make a persuasion check, or is it ruined?
No, you can. You're welcome to try.
Our apologies for invading. We understood that we were coming into a sacred place. We're trying to solve something, and we mean no harm.
Persuasion check. Okay, so they kind of lower their weapons a bit. They still have them pointed in your direction, but they seem to be at least willing to entertain the idea of talking with you. One of the elves steps forward, and you can see he's dressed slightly differently, and he gestures. He's like, "Speak quickly."
We were sent by the townsfolk to try and maintain the treaty. I know you've had a long-standing arrangement, as well as the Fae have had a long-standing arrangement with the city that's recently come into conflict. We're trying to track down this person who's broken this agreement and bring them back and deal with them so that you don't have to.
We did encounter the villagers 10 days ago. They had run out of food and were rambling about an insane woodworker who didn't mean any harm. We had not seen a woodworker, insane or otherwise. The group of villagers were the first that we had seen in over a century. We drove them off. They had no business being here, as neither do you.
And I agree with you, but given the direness of the situation, we've learned that this woodworker is actually an agent of the Cult of the Dragon and is trying to directly disrupt this agreement and our sanction of not interfering with one another.
That pact has nothing to do with the elves. It's a matter to speak to the Fae about.
That's true, but we were hoping that if you had any information to get us before we leave you and do not return.
That is laughably naive. I will make you a proposition. If you leave immediately, my elves will not kill you where you stand for your intrusion.
Sounds fair.
Turn to the group. As far as deals go, that's not a bad one.
Yep, let's go.
To the hag.
As you guys start to walk away, he shouts out to you again. If you seek to entertain the hag, know she is an ancient creature and not to be trifled with. You will surely are off to your doom.
Frey shouts, "Yeah, we know," and show the pin.
Okay, so walking away, the elves return to their village without murdering you, so that's a good thing. You did pretty good there. And you head off in the direction of Jenny Greentooth's hovel. You round a bend in the path and come to a large clearing. The ever-present canopy is open here, lending you your first view of the sky in days. There is a small cottage of neatly stacked logs with a roof of tidily arranged shingles, grown over with moss on the far side of the glade. An open cooking pit in the center of the clearing, over which is a large pot and that is hanging from a tripod of iron rods, bubbling and sending delicious-smelling steam into the air. The warmth and light of the fire warms you to the bones, banishing the oppressive gloom of the forest. The door to the cottage opens, and a rather surprised-looking elderly human woman stands in the doorway. "My goodness, you've given me such a start," the kind-faced woman explains, clutching the front of her shirt. "We certainly don't get visitors around these parts very often. Please, sit down by the fire and warm yourselves."
I'll give Amafrey a little nudge and ask if he still has the rod.
Yep, I still have it.
Would you like to return it?
I asked the woman, "Is this your?"
She looks at it, and she's like, "Ow, what is this?"
Well, I don't know.
Can I see what it was? Is it perception to see if she's lying?
It'd be insight.
Insight. I'm not so good at that one. Oh, hey, count it.
All right. She. You can tell that she is, she's being very playful. She's being very coy. But it's hard to read her true intentions.
Yeah, I think that's yours. We found it lost inside someone, next to a rib or two.
Well, we'll talk of all those things later, dearie, after we've eaten. There will be time for those questions soon enough. But for now, let's eat. And she starts to ladle out soup into bowls and She lays them out in front of you, and then she takes one for herself and sits down.
Okay.
Do I
you
see
sit
any
down.
Okay?
any pixie parts in the soup?
No. No pixie parts.
Meat?
Yeah, they're thumbing through. You do see chunks of meat, some carrots, celery. It looks like beef stew.
Keyword.
I
Looks
try
to.
to fake eating, but as much as possible avoid the food, or maybe just eat the carrots from the soup.
Okay. All right.
I'll eat the entire thing.
You eat the entire thing. Okay. So she sits down, and she begins to speak. The man did come here, I will admit. I hadn't the foggiest notion of what they'd want with dear old me.
Which man did Ken here?
Oh, the old coot. He called himself something. The group of the Wyverners. What was it?
Cult of the Dragon?
Yeah. The cult of the dragon. After he disclosed that he was sent to try and make a pact with me, he was quite rude and unappreciative of my hospitality, so I killed him.
Makes sense.
That's problem solved.
Yeah.
So that being said, we'd like to see that the pact that you've held for quite some time stays intact, and we're hoping to make that possible.
Well, I could be quite amicable to this. However, I am well aware that the villagers wanted to maintain our pact. I also found their friends that showed up 10 days ago. They were more receptive of my hospitality, so I treated them a little bit better. But of the 5, I sent one home as a warning that further incursions would not be tolerated. And apparently, they didn't get the message. And she's looking at you, and her face becomes twisted and much less human than it was a minute ago. But then after a moment, the visage is gone, and she's smiling again.
And I know that we're intruding, and I apologize for that. The only reason we leapt to such an extreme measure is that we were concerned that further damage could be done to the agreement with the individual that you first met, who was unreceptive to your hospitality.
But we see that the situation is all under control, and we're very happy to leave and make sure that nobody comes back for the next 500 years or so.
That is very presumptuous indeed. The villagers were foolish to think they had permission to come into my forest, as were you. Even more foolish to follow them. And you see the illusory appearance is at this point completely melting away. And she is, whereas before she looked like an elderly human woman, now you can tell that she is definitely an old hag. Her skin is sallow and green, and her hair is wispy, hanging around her face. And she looks at you, and she stands up, and she throws her bowl to the ground. She says, "Tell me why I shouldn't just slaughter you where you stand."
Honestly, if we don't keep this up, I'm sure they'll just send another band of fools.
And they will surely die as quickly as the other ones that have came.
Now, that may be true, but do we really need to bother you with all of that? I think that you very much enjoy your solitude.
So what do you propose? As angry as I am not against hearing propositions.
Well, certainly that we leave you in peace, but I think because we've offended you, maybe we should do something to make up for our grievance.
Go on.
Is there some way that we could help you out? I mean, being a hermit sometimes means you don't have access to certain things, or, I don't know, maybe there's something we could do to help you that you haven't done.
These are the ramblings of a madman. I will speak with someone else.
Take it away, guys.
Tell me, why should I reinstate the pact?
I got nothing.
I got nothing.
Oh yeah, we're diplomats.
Not at all.
The thing is that the realm of humans is unending, and you do want long-term peace and quiet for yourselves. If you allow us to leave intact, then we can actually convince the people to leave you alone, as I said, for hundreds and hundreds of years. Otherwise, eventually, the stream of adventurers will get very tiresome, and we cannot control them. If we go back like the other person, while it was a threatening sign, humans are foolish. They look at this as an adventure. They're gonna be even more enticed to come in here. So unfortunately, the last type of the message was not understood. Allow us to leave as we are, and then we can make sure that your message is well understood.
She strokes her bony, protruding chin. You will be my messenger?
Yes, if you allow us to live as we are, we can make sure that the whole area and wherever we go throughout the world, we'll make sure to highlight it to people, to not disturb you in this forest. And that
She disappears from where she's standing and reappears next to you. She reaches her arm around your shoulder, and she has the scrying rod in her hand. And she's like, what if I shove this into your chest as I did my last messenger? And she disappears and goes back to where she was originally.
As you saw, that last message was not well understood. Humans just think differently. Humans saw that message as a challenge instead of understanding its...
She cuts you off and turns to Hartor. And what of you, bearded one? What does the dwarf think about all of this?
You don't accept, you die.
Anybody else have anything they'd like to say?
No.
No. Okay, so here's what's going to happen, right? Since the group as a whole is trying to convince her to maintain the pact, I need everybody to roll a persuasion check. And depending on the results from all the rolls, it's going to determine how we proceed forward. Who didn't roll? Ben. So 1, 2, 3, and 2. Okay. She kind of steeples her fingers, and she closes her eyes as she considers for a moment. She says, she eventually just kind of waves her hands in frustration. She says, "Fine, fine. You will carry my message to all the lands. You will instruct them to stay out of my woods, and so that the wilderness remains unspoiled. And for doing this, I will continue to maintain the pact. It would be more of an inconvenience to assist this dragon group anyway. Here, I'll even allow you to take them." And as she says them, she kind of raises her hand and points. And as she does, the facade that's hanging around the entire cabin disappears. It's no longer this quaint and tidy and cozy little cabin. It's now this monstrous and decayed place. and the pot that is sitting in front of you no longer has a delicious beef stew. It's a bloody, congealed mess with pieces of human body parts and eyeballs. And hanging from a cage behind her, you can see 2 of the missing villagers, emaciated, wounded, but still alive.
That's a good deal. I think we should take this deal. We're willing to take this deal.
Yes, thank you for your great wisdom.
Okay.
Before we go, did the cult member have any journals that we could use as a proof that he was trying to meddle with the pact?
Don't you already have a journal that says he was trying to meddle with the pact?
Do we?
Yeah, that's what the other journal told you. That's...
You're absolutely right. I'm sorry.
Alright, so she looks at you, and then she waves her hand and, like, stop, hold on. And you see her walk into her cabin, and she reaches just inside the door, and you see her pick up a cloak, and she grabs it and walks back towards the group. And she holds it out to you. Take this, my messengers. Go forth, warn them that Jenny Greenteeth will not suffer any more intruders upon her land.
It's just a cloak?
It's a cloak.
Yeah, okay, I'll grab it.
Okay. Touching the cloak, it's instantly recognizable as being magic.
Will this cloak identify us as your messenger?
She nods, and then she makes a shooing motion. Leave! Leave now! Before I decide to cut off your feet and suck on your toes.
Off we go.
Let's get the villagers and leave.
Yeah, let's get the fuck out of here. And so the party is able to make its way out of the forest without being further harassed by elves or fae or other words. And returning to the town, you're able to console everybody by bringing back 2 of the 10 of the search party, informing everybody about their deaths, and reassuring them that the pact is still in place and that nobody is to enter the forest. And on that note, that is going to be the end of our adventure today. So here is... Yes, sir?
We also warned the villagers about rogue imp roaming around and to be careful about livestock.
Okay. All right. So all together... Uh-huh. Oh, geez. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 300 experience each. Yep. Wait. Yep. 300 experience each. The people of Cable's Hill are obviously very pleased and give you the promised rewards. And then the 300 experience that you have already been awarded, that was just for convincing Jenny to maintain the pact, convincing her to not ally with the Cult of the Dragon, and for freeing the 2 remaining villagers. In addition to that 300 experience, you're also going to get 400 experience for the creatures that you've killed throughout the encounter. Creatures that you killed, for getting Pip Yap to be cooperative with you, and finding peace with the elves. So altogether, what is that? 400 or 700 experience each. As far as treasure goes, there is quite a lengthy list because you guys found a shit ton of stuff. So give me a moment while I calculate it. We have 15, 35, 50, 200, 10, 5, 30, 100. And this is all divided by 5 because that other dude bounced. 98 gold each. That's a ton. And then there is the Cloak of Elven kind, which I believe I have a handout for.
I froze. I think I'm coming back up. Hold on.
It's okay. Everything's in the chat log for whenever you come back. All right. Cloak of Elven kind. When you wear this hood up, the wisdom perception checks made to see you have disadvantage. You have advantage on stealth checks made to hide, and the cloak's color can shift to camouflage you. Pulling the hood up or down requires an action. So who in this party does not have a magic item yet?
Me?
I do not.
Is that so? Ven and Varus?
Yes.
Yeah, hold on. I'm going to reconnect one to my PC. 1 second.
Okay.
And Hardcore.
And Hartor. All right. So the way that this works, for those that don't remember, is the party can agree unanimously to give it to somebody. If not, it's going to be assigned randomly to somebody that does not have it yet. So,
how often do you use high? Or like, is that something you're interested in?
what is that? You broke up there.
So it's either me or Varus that it's going to.
You, Varus,
correct?
or Hartor.
Oh, I'm taking
Okay.
it.
Varus, how? I mean, would this be useful to you?
It can be useful to everybody.
Could be useful, but I guess you could use it more.
So,
I mean, I do like to hide a lot.
Varus, do you want it?
Nah, let him have it.
Okay, and Hartor?
No.
So, yeah, I
Thanks,
guess,
guys.
does everybody agree?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so Ven, you get the Cloak of Elven kind. I know it sucks to pass on stuff, but remember, next time something drops, if you still don't have something, that makes it so much more easy for you to acquire it. So you get the Cloak of Elvish kind. Renown points. All faction members get 1 renown. Emerald Enclave members will receive an additional renown point for peacefully encountering the Elves of Greenhall.
I failed to be peaceful.
What? No. Well, you didn't have to fight or kill any elves, so you peacefully resolved it. And then everybody gets 10 downtime days. Okie dokie. Okie dokie. Thanks everybody for coming and hanging out with us. I hope you had fun. I really liked this module. I thought that was a blast. If you enjoyed the stream, make sure you hit that follow button. If you haven't already, go under the stream. There's links to follow on Twitter and Facebook. That way you can get notifications about stream events, giveaways, and charity events we do all throughout the year. We have one that's going on until June 3rd. We're giving away Mordekainen's Tome of Foes, couple hex chests from Elderwood Academy, all kinds of stuff. So definitely check that out. And then if you're interested in learning to play and playing Adventure League with us, joining us for a game, make sure you join our Discord. All the games are organized through there, and you're more than welcome to join us. I'm Daddy Warbucks. I hope you had fun, and I will see you later.